Happy No Comic Book Day, geeks, and welcome back to the Script Heroes podcast. Today we are going to break down our DC's Absolute Universe minigame that we have come up with.
Minigame?
Yeah, this is our Absolute Fantasy Scoreboard. We are going to be doing essentially a fantasy football draft for DC's Absolute Universe, starting with the All-In book, which we'll discuss later. We haven't picked it up yet because we're avoiding all spoilers before doing this draft. We have a team for me, a team for Jay, and a team for a mysterious bot. Yes. So we do have the chance to both lose, which is quite thrilling.
Do you want to explain how the bots, or I guess we'll, I'll explain how the draft's going to work, and then you explain how the bot team's going to work. So we're going to each draft 3 heroes and 2 villains. Mm-hmm. Out of that, every single month, and by month we essentially mean like an issue. So issue 1 of all the books, then issue 2 of all the books, even though they're not all perfectly like that. We will be playing 2 heroes and 1 villain. At the end of this episode, we'll have to lock in our lineups for, the first month. And then at the end of the second episode, we lock in for the next month, etc. So we're always going to have a couple of characters not in play. If you do fantasy leagues, you'll understand it's like a bench. And then, that's how that works. And to keep things kind of fair, especially for the bot team that's going to kind of get the leftovers, Katie will explain how that works in a second. We can draft no more than 1 title hero, so essentially out of the Trinity, because 2 of the books are not launching until later. Right now, it's just the Trinity books. And no more than 1 confirmed/solicited villain. Me and Katie stopped looking at spoilers at one point, but from the point where we knew some stuff, the characters that me and Katie know are going to be in the book are Peacemaker and Black Mask. So we're limiting ourselves to 1 of those each, so that one of us doesn't get both confirmed villains.
That's right. And our bot team is going to have a bit of an advantage on us. They're going to get the 3rd titular hero as their kind of flagship hero. And then they're also going to get the first relevant unclaimed character for each category until they fill up their roster as well.
Yeah. So essentially they're guaranteed their character will show up. They're just getting automatically whoever shows up in the book getting drafted by them.
Yeah.
So
did we decide how we were going to do the bot's bench?
Honestly, I think we might just not give the bot a bench if they're getting like guaranteed show up characters. Like that might just be they might not need a bench, or we'll just give them the next characters that show up.
There we go.
In a given month, whoever they play is just going to be whoever shows up. Like we'll give them kind of the benefit of not having to actually set anything because they're a bot.
We'll figure the bot out.
We'll work out the kinks of the bot's bench in the future, but that's generally how it's going to work. We're doing a snake draft, so one of us will get the first pick, and then the next 2 will be by 1 person, and then the next 2, and then 2, boom. Good. So we're going to do a coin flip, and we were discussing this before. The winner of the coin flip will get to decide if they want to go first or second.
Because Jay really wants to go second.
I do, because of a reason.
Scaring me.
It's a very it's for a specific reason that I want to go second.
I know the reason,
and I'll tell you as soon as I do.
No, I don't think I know the reason because the reason doesn't make sense.
It's for a very specific reason because I have a thing I want to do, and the only way that it can be fucked up by you is if you get 2 picks before I get 2 picks.
Interesting.
There's just a thing. There's a thing that I want to do. So anyway, I'm gonna let Katie call the coin flip as I do it.
Okay.
And then if she gets it right, she'll get to decide where she wants to go, and otherwise I'll decide where I want to go. So, okay, Katie, call it in the air.
Heads.
Oh, nailed it.
I don't want to give you what you want, but I don't think that me choosing to make you go first.
My plan isn't to screw you over. It's just to do something that I think will be nice for me. My plan is not.
The thing is, I don't think that the characters that I pick will fuck over your plan anyway, so it doesn't even make sense. You
absolutely accidentally could fuck over my plan, because it's not like a master plan or anything. It's just like a slight thing. Anyway, what's your plan?
What I need to do is figure out... Okay, wait. Stop clicking.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
So, that's hero...
Well, you don't have to draft in any particular order. you can draft, a
Oh
villain first.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can draft whatever you want. You can draft villain first pick here.
Ooh,
Uh,
that throws it off then a little bit.
yeah, no, you can draft whatever you want. There's no like positional necessity in order here. You draft whatever order you want. Hell, you could leave the title character for last if you have like a, if you're like, this is the character I need that isn't, confirmed. You could first pick that. Like you can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna go with first pick.
Okay, you're gonna go first. Let me put in our K's and J's really quickly.
All right, throw in those K's and J's. And I'll say why I want to do first pick while you're
and then
doing
I'll
that.
explain why once I make my picks.
Exactly. I'm mostly just vamping to fill time while you're changing the doc. I am doing first pick because I don't think Jay is gonna pick the hero, the titular hero that I want. He might, but I feel like with him going for 2 in a row, that means it's not going to be his title hero. I could be wrong. Me saying this out loud
could be pretty smart. I'll give you. I think you're being smart. I think you're being smart.
Red. And I'm going first because I want to pick my known villain first because we both hate Peacemaker. I'm going to pick Black Mask.
Okay, you know what? I'm very happy about that.
That's fair. So Black Mask is a tricky one.
Here's why I wanted to double.
One sec. Okay.
Black
Mask is a tricky one because even though his influence will be in the Batman book, he's not necessarily someone who will show up every time.
Yeah. No,
absolutely. So it could be a bit of
we didn't really explain the scoring. Did we want to kind of explain the scoring?
Yeah, let's hop over the scoring.
Yeah, let's hop over the scoring quickly, and you can kind of explain how, and we'll kind of talk about how this could work for Black Mask in theory.
Exactly. Yeah. So characters get +1 point for every appearance they have. So that doesn't mean every time they show up in a book. It means that if they show up across other books, they get points.
Yes. So like they'll get a point for their main book, but if like Batman showed up in Superman 2, he'd get 2 points that month. One for Batman, one for Superman.
Yeah. They also get plus or minus 5 points if they win or lose a fight. And so this is where we get into kind of a tricky territory with Black Mask. Do his like goons count as an extension of him?
I'm gonna say probably no. Like he'll have to get punched in the face by Batman, I think, to lose a fight. I think
but he would also lose a great many fights then with his goons out there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's losing. I don't think he's losing a fight unless he's getting walloped by Batman.
Fair enough. Though this one I think certainly would apply to him with civilians saved and or killed, or rather saved or killed. If it's 1 to 3 civilians, it's worth 1 point. If it's 4 to 6 civilians, it's worth 2 points. If it's 7 civilians, it's worth 3 points. And I feel like this is a place where Black Mask can really shine. He can cause some widespread destruction. So I think he might ramp into those +3 points quite often in a way that I feel like Peacemaker maybe is going to be sitting in more of the 1 point area.
That's very fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
The big one after that is Supervillain Thwarted, because we figured this is probably going to be mainly a 1 per arc thing. Mm-hmm. This is the big point getter. You get +10 if your supervillain is like fully thwarted, thrown in prison, whatever, like that big end of the arc, the villain's been defeated. Like that's a big +10 right there.
Yeah, that's a thwart.
That's a thwart right there. And then we have this is we were playing around with the terminology for this one for a while, and we couldn't think of a more clever way to say it. So we just landed on named character saved. So this is like your Batman rescuing Alfred type thing, or your Superman rescuing Lois Lane. Like when that named character gets saved, you're getting +2 for that. A little bit more worthy than a civilian.
Yeah. And then we have a mob fight. So I think we decided this is like if you're up against 5 or more people.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's a mob. It's exactly a mob. We know what
an important part of a mob is that it's like kind of nameless henchmen. I think is a big thing.
That's very
because you would get your fight 1 lost if you were fighting 5 different named powered humans. Or
though we might want to explain that the fight 1 loss is divided depending on like if 2 heroes beat a single villain together, they're only getting 2.5 points each. But like if 2 heroes beat 2 villains, they'll each get 5 because it'll be split like that. So it adds up like that depending on team things. Anyway,
right, and we'll do some generous rounding. I think like if the Sinister Six beats Spider-Man, we're not doing 0.92 points each.
Well, luckily it's not Marvel.
Yes. And then another one that I think is going to be good for Black Mask is gaining a role of power. Now we were going
Yeah.
back and forth on whether this counted for like their first appearance, because
Yeah.
I thought it should. I don't remember where we landed. If like we start off and Black Mask is mayor, does he get that? Because like that's not a role of power he normally has.
Yeah, it's. I don't know that we fully landed on where we were with that.
I don't think so either. That's why I bring it up.
Yeah. I think we'll say yes for now. We'll see how it plays.
Yeah,
we can
we'll
always
see how it
adjust it for future months if it's like that
There we go.
doesn't work.
Yeah, those are the ways that we are getting points,
But yeah,
and those
but why
are
do you think
how
Black
we
Mask
are.
is a good pick for that,
Sorry,
reason?
what?
Why do you think Black Mask is the pick over Peacemaker for that reason?
One, because I don't like Peacemaker, and I don't want to be rooting for him doing things. Two, because I think that he has a good opportunity to do those like less frequent but higher point status things, like gaining power, like killing a bunch of people at once. I think those are things that Black Mask is going to be able to get away with, and stuff that I think is like much more likely in like a Batman book than in a Superman book. Especially because I believe the vibe I've gotten from Absolute Superman, we haven't seen much from it, is that it's like a very early career Superman, right?
Yeah, I believe that's the case.
Yeah.
So
you get your double now.
Yeah, so here's why I wanted the double. And I was hoping you take Black Mask, but that wasn't important. The reason I needed the double here was because it's very important to me that my villain and hero are not from the same book.
I hear that.
Because otherwise, they're up against each other, right? Like, if Black Mask gains points, means Batman's probably losing points, So I don't want Batman and Black Mask, you know? So it was very much, if you took Peacemaker here, I was going to change my plans. But my plans were to take Batman and then take Peacemaker. So that's going to be my back-to-back picks there.
Okay, and the big reason is you wanted the two is to make sure that you'd be able to get one of those.
No, it's so like if you took Peacemaker, I would have changed.
Exactly,
I wouldn't have taken Batman.
So you would be able to.
I would have switched off of Batman.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted my hero and villain to not be up against each other, so that
that's super fair.
I'm not getting screwed over here. Like, I can very much root for Batman to get points, because then you'll be losing points for Black Mask. But if I also had Black Mask, I'd be like, well, how do I want this to work? So this works a lot better.
Why Batman?
Why Batman? I think there's a couple risks with Batman, which is, I do think, compared to Wonder Woman, who was the other character that I was heavily considering, I think he's going to lose more. Like, I don't know that this version of Wonder Woman that's like a witch and super powerful and all this stuff, like, I don't think she's going to lose a lot, which is very, very beneficial. But I think Batman's going to get a lot of those mob fights. I think he's going to get a lot of those, like, supervillain thwarted. Like, I see him having multiple supervillains in the same arc. Yeah, like, I just think this Batman, who they are building up to be this, like, absolute beast, I think might be a bit of a cheat code in terms of the amount of people he's beating in fights, the amount of mob fights he's winning per issue, like, just supervillains thwarted, named characters saved. I think he's probably going to have a bigger supporting cast and thus more named characters to save.
See, I'm going to disagree with you. I think they're going to be very harsh with his supporting cast.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's how I feel. That's why I want Batman.
That's fair.
And then Peacemaker was just, I wanted the villain that wasn't in Batman's book. So
there you go.
Peacemaker, by default, got to go for the confirmed villain first, because even more so than here, like, villains are really going to be us throwing thumbtacks at the board, trying to hit something that might actually end up being in the book. So you've got one more pick here where you get to, like, not necessarily you have to do it here, because honestly, you could save it for your later, because I can't kind of fuck that over anymore.
You can't snipe anything now that you have Batman.
Yeah, so maybe that's how you'll do it.
Maybe I will hold off then. That's a very good point. Because it's not like the bot gets to choose, that he's just getting the dregs.
No, you could honestly last pick that, and I can't do anything about it. So that's the advantage of the first pick, honestly, is that you could save one thing toward the end. So
okay, so now we are down to I'm rather down to 3 heroes, only one of which can be a titular hero.
Yes.
And one villain who is not confirmed.
Yeah, which is basically any villain now, because we have the two. The two are off the board.
Yeah.
They're not blocked the way that I'm blocked. Like, right now, there's heroes that exist that I can't pick,
Yes.
For
Yeah.
you can pick anything right now. There's nothing
Okay.
off the board for you.
I am thinking that I want to pick my hero here. And
Your non-confirmed hero, or like, or
my
are you
my
going?
non-confirmed hero.
Okay. Okay.
No secret, we knew this going in. I want Wonder Woman. Mostly because, and you'll see that this is a theme
I could
in my
literally just
fantasy
drop Wonder
draft.
Woman
You
right
can just
there,
drop Wonder Woman
honestly.
down there. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I have been a absolute loser in the enthusiasm that I have for Hayden Sherman's art since reading Chicken Devil like 5 years ago. More than that. I think it was in like 2018 or something. I don't know. And Hayden Sherman has moved up to working on Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm like, yes, I want to be able to cheer them on. Let's see. So I like your strat of not picking a villain who shares a book.
Yeah.
And I am wondering how that applies to heroes. Because I'm worried if I choose...
We gotta think about what you're playing too, right? Like, you'll have characters that you're not playing, so you can stack things as well. Just throwing out like ideas. I don't know where
I want to dip my toe into the Superman book is a big thing for me.
Yeah,
and so I'm trying to think of someone who could be a mentor type figure to a young in his career Superman.
Oh, like superhero, like you're thinking of a superhero that like already exists in this absolute universe. Like, is that where your head's at right now?
Yeah, but I feel like Superman is normally like kind of a first, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of things that change it into like young Superman in the, you know, in the greater DC universe. Like, the main comic continuity has always been big on like Superman's the first, but I feel like a lot of other things don't necessarily adhere to that. So
so I'm thinking that's a good way to swing into the Superman universe, especially, and this is
swing in. You're gonna pick Spider-Man right here.
I'm just full of Spider-Man references right now. Oh my gosh, you didn't put the hyphen. Destroy him. Destroy him. It's already caught. My devious plan is that I feel like there's an opportunity for a hero mentor to have a heel turn into a villain.
That's fair.
Which would be a little bit of a cheat code.
Yeah. I think it's fair game though. I think it's fair.
Oh yeah. I figured you would. This man loves a betrayal. But I'm struggling so hard to think of who could be like a mentor figure.
Well, you got your back to back here, so you could take like in theory whatever your second pick is, you know, and try to keep thinking about this as you hedge into your other pick. Because you get two picks. Now.
I know it's so hard to pick things. We were just talking about how we're like, oh man, we didn't do much noodling beforehand. Should we noodle
we were
before?
First talking about the idea. We're like, okay, we're gonna prep. We're gonna think about like the best characters to show up and what logically happens, and then neither one of us ended up prepping at all for this.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so I think I'm very tempted to go Cheetah for my second villain, but I like where your head's at with not wanting a villain who's going to butt up.
Cheetah would be solid.
Cheetah would be solid, but I don't want to have Cheetah and Wonder Woman. You know?
That's fair. No, I think that's
like I feel like Cheetah's just such an iconic Wonder Woman, which is also why one of my I shouldn't just ramble through my not picks in case you don't have picks.
Well, now I'm just gonna take Cheetah. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna take Cheetah.
Hey, take Cheetah. I think
I actually have a different Wonder Woman villain in mind personally.
Ooh,
actually,
dramatic.
I want to you want to tip your foot in the Superman book. I want to tip my my toe into the Wonder Woman book. Yeah.
I am going to throw in for my pick here. Oh man, it's so hard to choose. It's so high stakes.
It's very high stakes.
It's very high stakes. Who would be a villain alongside Peacemaker? Because he's not normally someone who works alone.
That's very fair. Somebody's probably calling the shots there, right?
Yeah. And Jay told me he saw a spoiler, and to have us on the same page, Jason Aaron apparently specifically said that he doesn't want to do Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I believe I saw that. So yeah. I figured I'd throw that out there. Lex Luthor would be a very logical pick here.
Sure would be. But I think, I'm going to let previous books influence me. We've been reading Jason Aaron's Batman Offworld. The man clearly likes to be in space. I am going to go with Brainiac as my pick here.
I think that's a
Brainiac,
phenomenal
I think,
pick.
is
I love the Brainiac pick. Once you said space, I kind of got that, and I was like, "Damn, that's good." That wasn't on my radar, but that's good.
I love
That's
a good Brainiac.
I feel like he's not an Arc 1 though, and we are redrafting before Arc 2, so
That's super
I don't
fair.
know.
That's super fair.
Yeah,
But
that might be a good. I might try to snake that when we redraft for Arc 2.
My worry is that he's going to be a reveal villain, because I feel like he is someone who could be influencing Peacemaker.
That's fair. That's fair. Especially this is like a Peacemaker army, right? Like from that cover that we saw, like there's multiple.
Yeah, something like that.
We're gonna see how that works. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got another pick here.
I got another pick
here. Hero here now, I assume, because you have your two villains. So you need
I gotta go.
Need two more heroes.
Yes. Alright. I'm going to pick for my second hero. I'm tempted to again dip into the Superman book, because I feel like it's rough to imagine a Superman book that doesn't have a Lois Lane, but she's not going to be winning a lot of those fights, so she would just be like kind of passive points with appearances, I think. And like
honestly might be losing more points than gaining, you know.
Yeah, from like getting kidnapped and shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who do I think is going to be... I don't think Robin's going to be in the Batman book. Do we know that for sure?
I don't know if we know that for sure. I don't know if I've heard anything about that, but I assume we would have seen Robin.
Exactly.
Like that's why, especially if he's going to show up in Arc 1, like I assume we would have seen him by now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Again, I feel like Batman's going to be rough.
Also, I don't know if you can pick Robin. Like I think you'd have to pick either Dick or Jason or Damian, or I don't know that you can just go. Like that's Bruce Wayne. That's like you gotta like.
Okay, I don't think Batman's going to have a very large supporting cast the way that we've... Like, I don't think we're going to get a Court of Owls style Batman supporting cast.
What we do have confirmed is I think, like, just because I want to show, because it just popped back into my head, and I don't want to, steal it here. If that... Don't we have confirmed that this Alfred is, like, more of a military Alfred and, like, less of a butler Alfred?
I do remember you saying that.
Yeah, so...
But I'm worried that that's going to be more of a passive thing again. Like, he's going to be... someone who...
I just wanted to throw that out because I just remembered that.
It's a very good hit, and I do remember you telling me that.
Yeah. Because it just popped back into my head. I don't want to be like, I have this information, and you don't have it. So, yeah, I just figured I'd throw that out.
Who else could be a supporting character? Like, we have Jim Gordon. He could be a supporting character. And he could
You're going very, like, non-hero here, like, which is, I mean, fair. But, like...
Here's the thing. I don't think they're going to do a large, like... family cast for any of these books.
That's very fair.
Is the big thing for me.
No, that's super
here's
fair.
my question. Will Jim Gordon get points for things that he like directs cops to do? Like if he's like evacuating a building, will he get saved civilians?
It's like I don't want to say yes because like I think it depends on how directly. Like if he's like
that's super fair.
Right there and he's being like, let's evacuate this building, I'll be like, absolutely. But like if he's in the police headquarters and we like hear that he directed cops that end up showing up and helping Batman, I don't know if that's
That's so fair. That's so fair. I don't like this snake system. I take too long to think about things.
Katie is stuck, people.
Are you ready to rock with your next two?
I have one of them right now.
Okay, fuck you. I'm gonna lock in Jimmy Boy Gordon.
Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Hades.
That was the one that when I said that I didn't want to say who my Wonder Woman one was, it was Hades, because it looks so much like Diana's gonna be up against like hordes.
Yeah, so like I think Hades is the pick there for me dipping my toe into the Wonder Woman book, because she's connected to like the underworld in this one. It's very magic-y. It feels like the perfect spot for Hades to show up. So
yeah,
I'm gonna take Hades on that. And then it's tough. I might have talked myself in Alfred when I was trying to talk you in Alfred. I might have talked myself in Alfred here. Because I like having, especially now that you have Jim Gordon, like I like having one to play that I feel like is almost guaranteed to be in the book, you know?
Yeah,
like
those little like appearance points.
Yeah. because like I don't think Alfred's gonna be losing many. Like even if he doesn't end up doing anything, like I do think he's gonna be positive. Lane. Yeah, like Lois Lane, I'd be worried that I'd be losing points compared to playing somebody who doesn't show up. I think Alfred, I'll be pretty safe. You know, like I think if he is involved, he'll be fairly heroic, and that'll be good. And if he isn't involved, I'll just be getting those appearance points. So yeah, I think I've talked myself into Alfred here. So I'm gonna take Alfred as my second hero pick here.
It's very unfair that you got all of my noodling time to noodle, and now I have to like immediately think again. Oh no.
Yeah,
yet again,
I just really set myself up doing your pick.
Trying to think of who would be a good mentor figure to a young Superman. I'm thinking it's got to be someone from like the Justice Society era.
Yeah, that tracks.
But not necessarily, I suppose, because, Absolute Universe.
That's fair.
Oh, jeez.
Absolute Universe could get weird. Absolute Universe could absolutely get weird.
Good one.
Right. This last pick's gonna be tough. I think I'm gonna do something weird for my last pick, because like don't have to play it.
Just gonna take something. Oh wait, I already know one of my picks is Wonder Woman. I'm so quick with my decisions. Yeah. I'm tempted to go with Zod. Specifically because I feel like they could do a mentor thing with him.
Wait, you already have two villains. You want like a?
I was going to cast him in a hero role. You seem.
If you want to take Hero Zod, I'll let you. Like you can take Hero Zod.
Because I feel like it's a big swing, but it could pay off. Now this is so rough. No, I'm not gonna pick Hero Zod. I forgot that I didn't have a villain spot.
No, you took Brainiac as your villain slot.
Which I still stand by.
I'm very
happy to have Brainiac.
I like the Brainiac pick.
Yeah.
Quite a bit because I do think this is a very spacey Superman. Like I think his like cape's made from like star material or something like that.
Amazing,
weird.
Yeah.
Like it's very. It seems like a very spacey Superman from the limited stuff we've seen. Because that is the farthest out too. So that's I think the one where we're not even missing any spoilers. I just don't think there's anything out about Absolute Superman really.
I think I'm gonna double myself up a bit, and instead of picking a hero from the Superman universe, I think I'm gonna go with Hippolyta.
Okay, now you're making me try to.
I am, yeah.
Right?
Just keep your cursor in front of it.
Is there two T's?
No.
Okay.
You spelled it right.
Right? Okay. Nailed it.
Yeah. I think that it's a bit of a risky pick, but it's specifically for me an Arc 1
honestly.
Pick.
I like it. And that's what this is. Like, we're redrafting. Exactly. We're going to decide if we're going to let, like, us keep a character or two when we go into the redraft. We'll decide that at a later date, but it's going to be at least majority redraft, especially for the named characters like Batman, Wonder Woman. Those are going to be gone when it comes to the redraft. All
right, your final pick.
My final pick. I think I'm like also like going where you were originally going. I'm trying to pick a hero that'll show up in the Superman book.
Yeah, but it's rough
because I'm not really like too in there. But this character's not going to play. Like I'm going to pick somebody who, if they show up, is going to get me a ton of points. But if they don't show up, I'm just not going to play them until I know that they've shown up in the last book, and then I'll play them for the next month. So I want a hero who's like a full blown hero who, if he shows up, is gonna really wreck some stuff. I'm trying to like think synergy because I know that synergy is like a thing. So I'm trying to think like, okay, who's showing up in like DC movies in the next, few years that I could like maybe pull here.
Guy Gardner.
Because especially for like the Superman book, like we know Peacemaker, that's some synergy right there. So like maybe the Superman book's big on the synergy. Yeah, this is tough. This one I didn't have enough time to noodle, so now I'm going to be
so glad
who's sitting here thinking this through.
Well, the important thing is I don't have any picks left, so you can fully think out loud.
I'm going to throw out a weird one here.
Ooh.
I'm thinking maybe Aquaman.
He doesn't have any plans for
a book. Either the Superman or the
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and if they want to like put out those OG7, though, if I want to go full Superman, Martian Manhunter, if they're doing a space Superman, might not be a bad one. Like, I'm going full blown
that's a little bit of a
superhero here.
riskier pull.
Yeah, I'm going full blown superhero here because if they show up, I want points. I want real points from this character if they show up. I'm liking Aquaman. I've kind of talked myself into Aquaman a little bit because there's no plans for him. I think there's opportunity in 2 of the books. Potentially. The rough thing is it is Arc 1, and I don't think any of these characters are showing up. Like, I don't think
exactly that was my
any
big
characters really
stopper.
showing up in Arc 1. But that's the thing, like, if we do end up doing a hold and like non-named characters hold, having this character as like the character that I could hold might not be a bad,
Fair
bad
enough.
move either. So maybe I'm thinking way too far ahead, but I'm gonna grab Aquaman right here. We're just grabbing Aquaman.
Now, are you going for Arthur? There have been a few Aquamans. Okay,
no, you're right. You are correct.
Wonderful.
You're right. No, I don't. If we show up and it's Calderon Aquaman, like we're not getting that. Or what's his name? Jake Hyde, is that his name in the comic?
Hyde, whatever. Jack Hyde. Maybe
I think it's Jake.
Because I think it's Jackson Hyde.
You're right. It's Jackson Hyde.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely right.
All right.
So there's the picks. Let's put together.
Yes, we have to choose our.
Here. So yeah. So we're gonna have played hero 1, played hero 2.
Yeah, well, you do that. We are super excited for the Absolute Universe. We're going to be reading every single Absolute book that comes out, starting with, again, the DC All-In. Batman and Wonder Woman are coming out this month here in October. Superman starting the next month. Later on, there's going to be the Green Lantern book. We don't have any confirmed lanterns, I don't think, for that book.
We do. We have 3 confirmed lanterns for that. John, Joe, and Hal, I believe, are the confirmed.
Never mind. We have 3 confirmed lanterns for that book. Picking one of them might not have been a bad move as a hero.
It felt borderline because they're technically title heroes, but they're not. Their books haven't showed up yet.
Titles,
I felt like we'll leave them for when their era starts. But the important thing to
note
is
that
we're doing this
book
by book instead of month by month right now.
Yes.
Once all the books are coming out, we'll probably switch to a more month by month format. But right now, we'll do the issue 1s of each of the 3 books, then the issue 2s of each of the 3 books.
Yeah. And then later on, there's also going to be an Absolute Flash coming out that will be
which is why. Interestingly enough.
Yeah. And so when we go through, we're going to be doing our draft videos every month. We're going to be picking our heroes. First we'll be scoring our heroes from the previous month. Then we'll be picking our heroes for the next month. And in there, we're also going to be catching you up on what happened in the Absolute Universe. So like full spoilers, complete catch-up video. Even 100%. Down to very specifics of fights, as I'm sure we'll argue over points.
Yes, because
we are
probably both score everything and then come back and argue it out. But I think the important thing is we're going to be reading the All-In special today, but I believe we're just going to use that to show you guys how the scoring would work. We're not going to be counting.
I thought we were using it as actual points.
I don't know, because I don't know that I don't know that Superman's even in there. I don't know that they're all in there.
That's
I know
right,
there's some absolute stuff in there. I think we're just using this to show scoring. It's like short previews. It might be the same pages that are going to be in the books anyway.
Okay, fair enough. You've convinced me.
I think we're just going to use this to show scoring.
We'll use it as an example.
And then we'll be month by month we'll be actually showing the particular scoring. But you've stalled long enough. Katie, tell us your active roster for month 1.
So my played hero 1 obviously is going to be Wonder Woman.
Figured as much.
Yeah.
Played villain, I assume,
Mask.
is going to be Black Mask. Yep.
Yeah. And then I'm a little torn because I feel like issue 1 is a good spot for Hippolyta and Gordon.
If you're going to use
up.
Hippolyta, this feels like
I think I'm going to do Hippolyta for this week. And so then my bench is going to be Jim Gordon and Brainiac.
And Brainiac. My roster, we obviously got Batman here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go Peacemaker for played villain here.
Naturally.
Played hero 2, I'm going to go Alfred. This is a good Alfred spot, I think. Aquaman's very much one that I'm just going to hold on to.
Yeah.
To see how that plays, and then Hades is honestly one that like My
It's-
brain was even said like maybe you just play Hades week 1. You know, like maybe you
Honestly,
just go
I don't
crazy.
think it'd be a bad move.
Right? But I'm gonna go with confirmed, guaranteed show up here. No, the other thing, like, playing the confirmed villain might not always be the best play, because like villains could easily get into that negative territory in, you know, certain appearances. So
I feel like villains would ramp up a lot of points early on, though.
that's fair. Yeah,
Like
probably
a
close to
villain's
being
best
negative,
chance
like,
of beating the hero is before the hero's met the villain.
absolutely true. And then the bot, all we have confirmed right now for the bot is that they're gonna have Superman, and then they will get the first hero to show up in. We might see it in the preview, so we might be able to tell you by the end of this video who their played hero and villain are gonna be. They're gonna get whoever shows up first. But yeah, that's gonna be part 1 of this video. It'll be a second for you guys, but we're gonna come back in a little bit for us once we've had a chance to read the All-In special. And
That's right.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys in a quick second.
All right, we are back, and we have read the All-In special, which, in order to avoid spoilers for the draft, we didn't look at anything for beforehand, which meant we didn't realize the absolute versions of these characters aren't really in that book at all. They each have a little, like, one-page set of panels to just give us their deal, but they don't do anything. So to exemplify the scoring system for our Absolute Fantasy League, we're going to be running through JLA number 20 by Mark Waid with pencils from who was it? Arnie Jorgensen? I believe Arnie Jorgensen.
Arnie Jorgensen and inks by Dave Meekus, coloring by Pat Gurry, and letters by Ken Lopez. It's all right here.
All right here. Beautiful. Mystery in space. We're going to just add the characters as they show up. You can see on screen we have the list of criteria for scoring, so we'll just add to their score.
Do you want to run through it again quickly?
Yes, we'll run through it again. So you get 1 point for an appearance, plus or minus 5 points for a fight won or lost. You get points for saving and killing civilians. 1 to 3 civilians, you get 1 point. 4 to 6, you get 2 points. 7+, you get 3 points. If you thwart the supervillain, you get 10 points. If you save a named character, you get 2 points. If you fight a mob and win, you get 3 points. And if you gain a roll of power, you get 7 points.
That's right.
Jet,
yes.
We didn't discuss this beforehand, but do we want to put a friendly little draft in place?
Oh, do you want a draft for this?
Just a friendly little draft.
Let's draft for this. We'll say 3 characters each. Or you want 2 characters?
I don't know if we know who the villains are in this arc, but
no, and I don't even know if we know like the full hero team in this. Like I know that we know
got them on
like,
the cover there.
Team here. Yeah, but I don't know if this is the full team. Like we've only got the 4 of them here, plus we've got a couple of the characters. So we'll take it on vibes. Are we gonna take a villain? Is it like we're gonna each play 2 heroes and a villain?
I think the villain would be a little rough, not knowing anything about
we don't know who the villains are.
Yeah.
So let's just why don't we just each take
the
2
Justice
superheroes
League members? Yeah.
Or whatever.
Who do you want first? You go first.
I'm first picking, or are you first picking? I first pick.
You first pick because I first picked for the actual. Draft.
I'm gonna first pick Green Lantern.
That's pretty stock. Pretty stock. Go ahead and add him to the list there.
Yeah.
You know, to remain quite stock, I'm gonna first pick Wonder Woman.
You're not gonna change it up at all.
No.
Okay.
Green Ian.
My heart wants. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god. He's physically incapable of not hitting shift.
I am. The thing is, my heart wants Martian Manhunter, but my brain thinks Superman's the better pick. So I'm gonna take Superman.
He can't type.
I'm gonna take Superman.
Okay, fair enough.
My pick.
I'm tempted to go Batman, just because I feel like he often gets to go kind of do his own thing, so he might rack up some points that don't get split.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna go Batman, and I have a feeling Batman might get the thwarting blow. I think it's between Batman and Superman.
Are we sitting here happy with our 2 each, or are we going for a third here?
We could go for a third. Why not? It gives us more to count. You taking your boy? You Johning up? Oh, Just taking advantage of him there on the cover.
Yeah, I am. I'm going for the. I took Adam Strange, by the way, for anybody who's listening and not watching. Yes. It might be a little rough for you. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like it's going to be a very Adam Strangey type story. So
that's fair.
I'm grabbing it.
I'm trying to remember if there was a Hawk on the team during this time.
I don't believe there was.
I don't believe there was
Plastic Man as the character's not on the cover who you were.
I hate Plastic Man.
I know. I'm just saying that's the other leaguer, I believe. Oh, and Aquaman. Aquaman's a leaguer too, but I don't know.
Fuck it, I'll do Aquaman. Why not?
Interesting. Over the guaranteed cover, you're gonna go 2 non-guaranteeds here. How's Aquaman getting in space? He can't swim in space, Katie.
I'm sorry.
I love how you took your character.
Honestly,
you took the characters that I drafted in this one. Like you.
Honestly, that is surprisingly a good point. I didn't think about the fact that all of the leaguers on the cover here are in fact people who can survive in space. Yeah. I'll swap Aquaman for Martian Manhunter. Why not?
Okay. Just go with a confirmed, Just make yourself, a little bit better here.
Yeah. And so we're gonna run through the comic.
Aquaman's gonna get the footing blown out, and you're gonna be like, no.
And I'm gonna be so pissed. It's alright. This is a friendly one.
I would have went for Aquaman if I felt like he was actually gonna be in the book, because I do
Fair
like this era Aquaman.
All right. Anyway. So yeah, we're just gonna page through issue 20 here. It's a 22-page issue.
Yeah.
Want to start us off, Jay?
Yeah, let's get in here. We're gonna start off at the JLA Watchtower right here. Are we like reading this out loud?
Sure, why not?
Is that
where
how
I come from, we have little use for toys.
Are we like?
Go on, Kyle.
Okay. There's by the way, I'm gonna get my appearance point here.
Yep,
Kyle
there he is.
Has appeared now. There we go. I'm winning. They're not toys, Orion. They're trophies of past battles. Surely you can respect that. And I know by risking my teeth talking to you like this, but be careful about what you touch.
That's you again.
Oh, is this? It's still
Kyle.
You're right. You don't want to breach the walls on a moon base, and you can never tell when something might still be loaded.
Choom. Amazing. All right, we've got a bullet flying towards the Flash.
Nobody took Flash.
Nobody took Flash.
Forget about Flash. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too. I was trying to fill in the team. I'm like, who the fuck is on this team?
Of course, Wally's on the team. He's like iconically on the team.
Yeah. What the? Oh, it's you. Please be my guest. And he. Oh, it looks like Superman has appeared. Superman has appered. He's whooshing.
He's whooshing.
He's whooshing. Give yourself a point for Superman.
Oh yeah. How did you get to? Do you have your own copy open here? Is that
no? He's on the previous page.
Is he? Am I dumb?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's in blurred. I see. I'm winning big time right now. By the way, Flash
big
get a point.
Well, there we go. Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter are down there, so that's a point for Katie each.
Yeah. There we go. I assume we're only tracking our characters as the vibe here. We're not gonna. Yeah.
The bot doesn't get anyone.
The bot doesn't get anyone here. So, Superman's me, so I'll take that. Hi, remember me? I didn't do it. It was Orion.
He doesn't care, Lantern. Hey, everybody, gather round. Look who's back and faster than a speeding mortar.
In Superman Forever.
That's a note for the line you're about to say.
I don't like that it's on the left there. That's not a great... Anyway. Clothed in the familiar red and blue for good. Once after I helped rid the world from Millennium Giants, my electromagnetic energy dispersed, returning me to normal.
And that you can see in Superman Forever.
Right there, by the way.
That is, look at that. Front page news in the Daily Planet. What is it with you and that Kent guy that he's always breaking your news? Iconic.
Just fantastic there.
Do we think that Superman getting the bullet out counted as saving anyone?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
I'm not giving myself that. I hadn't noticed, so Barda, Orion, I trust your accommodations here are satisfactory, if a bit alien.
This is no lush new Genesis, Superman, but neither is it Orion's harsh apocalypse. We did not choose to leave our homeworlds, but if Takian has assigned us the task of defending Earth, we will
reluctantly
do so beside your team. Now we are here too, and then we have a flash of blinding light. Stay. Diana says, where in the world?
Where? Off the world. That light, we've been teleported and chained.
Dude, Superman is coming in with the dopey lines. He's being a real cheeseball.
I don't love that Kyle line either, honestly. Like that, and that post, like, what are they doing to my boy Kyle right there? That should be loss of points for looking like a little bitch.
Not for long. We haven't. I'll get us out of these quick as a a mysterious person. But I feel
You'll
like
do
perhaps
no
it's
such
Adam
thing.
Strange.
Not if you want to stay alive. On your knees, Leaguers. Your days of freedom are over. As of this moment,
Page turn.
you are prisoners of Adam Strange.
There he is. Get your little point.
This is our roster, so yeah, I do think your roster might be dead here, Katie. Do you want to swap out Batman? I'll give you a swap here.
Sure, I'll free swap. I'll take Wally.
All right. So we're gonna give you Flash here, and you get a point for appearance there.
Yes.
I get my Adam Strange point here too.
You do get your Adam Strange.
I did get a villain here, so we'll see if the villain scoring. We'll get to use the villain scoring, so
yes.
that's good. We'll get our civilians killed. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep it rolling.
We just keep on keeping on. Who?
Later, we're on Reign. Adam, what's going on here? Have you lost your mind? You've always been an ally. Release us immediately. Not a chance, Superman. You and the Leaguers have quite a task ahead of you. Under the watch of the Antarian slave masters, you obey my every command, unless you'd like another taste of the whip. What a fucking drawing right there of Orion. Orion is no man's slave.
Oh right, you're all right.
Yeah, no, I think we've gone back and forth on Orion.
Yeah, not I shall free myself and force my shackles down your.
A proud group, this and Adam Strange. I thought that said administrator, right? Like administrator, but what's strange? Eager for liberty, they seem. Then use your mental powers, monitor their thoughts.
Ooh.
If they begin to plan an escape. Oh, use your mental powers, monitor their thoughts. Okay.
Oh. From your emphasis, I was like, oh, the monitor's here?
Yeah, me too. I was making it's the way that it's like blocked off, and it was weird. Anyway.
In case you can't tell, we're reading through this blind.
Which was not a good idea, but here we
are. Honestly, I'm here for it.
Oh god, I
That's
jumped
still
ahead.
Adam Strange.
Is that okay? Yeah, cut them down with your sigh lashes. Arg!
Is this still Adam Strange?
Yeah. Don't tamper with your energy chain, Leaguers. Not only are they sensitive to your powers, but all of you will pay the penalty if even one tries to free himself. That should keep even the invulnerable Superman in line. I really fuck up when I have to read for the first time. It's not good.
Adam, this cannot be you. You were a hero, the defender of the planet Reign. That's you.
Oh, and defender I remain. The Antarians block your telepathy with their own, John. But if you doubt my motivations or sanity, peek inside my mind. I'm sure the Antarians will allow you one glimpse, if it will keep you focused on the task at hand.
Great moons of Mars! You're insane!
On the contrary, I've never seen things more clearly. Green Lantern was the last of you to visit Rann. At the time, it was largely a devastated wasteland. Green Lantern, 74 to 75. No more! With the help of the Antarians, I've elected to restore the planet to its former glory. All that's been required so... Wait.
It's going to go on to the
all
next
that's been
one.
required so far is the toil and sweat of Rannians worldwide. Oh my god, that face.
That's a little horrifying.
I brought you 8 here by Zeta Beam to hasten the rebuilding. I want Rann to look exactly as it used to when my beloved Alana was its princess. The Ice City of Morim, the palaces of Iz. Everything must be just as it was. As a memorial? No, Superman! As a celebration! For years I believed my sweet Alana dead, a victim of complications during childbirth. But I was wrong. She's coming home!
I love
Those faces.
These faces, they're a little terrifying. Do we think that Strange has effectively won a fight by keeping them down?
I mean, he did capture them.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah,
I think we give Strange a couple points.
We're gonna give Strange plus. We're gonna give Strange +5 for I think a 1 fight here, right? And we'll give. Him
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good call right there.
Thank you.
But based on that, should all the rest of the leaguers get -5 points for losing a fight? That's how that should work, right?
And theoretically, it should be he gets 40 points for defeating all 8 of them. We'll call this one just a 1-to-1.
Yeah. So are we giving them all minuses, or are we just gonna?
What do you think?
I think in theory they should. They did kind of lose. We're gonna give them all. They'll all go down to -4.
Yeah.
Because negative points, importantly, and that's what we're learning here. Negative points can happen. Your character can score negatively. So right now everybody is at -4 except for Adam Strange. I am winning right now with my.
You're winning handsomely right
-2
now.
points.
Hey, it's much better than my -12.
It is. Oh man.
Did I know Adam Strange? Oh wait, that's you. I thought that was the Flash.
Yeah, I didn't realize like how much speaking parts I was going to get with Adam Strange. And Tarians, put them to work.
Onward, slavelings, your labors await.
Okay, John, what's the dope? Obviously, these Antarians don't belong here. They've got Adam brainwashed, right?
If they were capable of mental control, we would not require shackles. Then tell me this is Adam's trick, part of a secret plan to bag the Antarians. What that I could, I have seen the extent of Adam's madness. For now it is best to humor him. At the very least, we can lift the burden of his tyranny off of the Radians. Until we find some avenue of escape. Or is that also John?
That's still Martian. Yeah, that's still.
Oh my god, I thought I was pointing at that civilian. Until we find some avenue of escape, we must play along for as long as we can bear. I don't think Orion can bear very long.
Civilian right there. The civilian just like, don't worry, leakers. We gotta keep this going for as long as we can bear.
We just gotta play along, leakers.
Hell of a civilian right there. I'm trying to check. Is that civilian dead? Like, is that one dead right there?
I don't think so. I think he just fell off the rock.
Okay. I just wanted. That
he's twitching. He's moving.
I'm keeping track here. I'm trying to make sure if any civilians die, we're getting the points. You know, I want that to happen.
It looks like Martian Manhunter would have saved him by catching that rock.
Did the rock fall,
no idea.
Or is he moving it?
Unclear.
I think he's moving it because they're like trying to have them move things into place and everything. So yeah, if anything, I think he's endangering. He's endangering them.
Nah, he's strong.
Excellent. They think Daddy's crazy, Aaliyah. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But Daddy knows Mommy's coming home. Won't that be exciting?
Mommy? We leave you to your blueprints, Adam Strange. Arcane as they are to us, the one called Superman has already... I cannot read that through the screen share.
Receded.
The Isthmus Forest. He requires observation.
Attention! Incoming transmission! Adam, what's your progress? I don't know who it is.
People.
Everything is proceeding as planned and as envisioned. Before long, Rand will be fully prepared for your arrival. Do hurry.
What a horrifying face for Adam Strange again.
3 more degrees to the left. 2 more. Perfect! Now on to the Solar Gardens!
What's that pinging noise?
Orion's mother box. It helps control his rage, and it's working overtime. Barter's explained to him that we have to be patient, but she and Orion are gods, and enslavement isn't sitting well with either of them.
Power sphere goes here, says the man. You got it? Wait, I'm losing my grip. Can't hold it.
What have you done?
No.
Don't you understand how important this is? How precise it must all be? Teach her.
Yarg. No, you will not break us. Ryan, calm yourself.
Calm yourself.
I feel like this is not the best issue in
It was not. We have completely fucked this up, but I apologize to everyone watching. But you know, you're getting the vibes.
Yeah.
Hopefully. It was an accident. Leave her alone. I said leave her. Arg! Let that be a lesson to the others. There will be no tolerance for the slightest error. None. It's sundown. Take them back to their cell. They were going ham with the Adam Strange faces in this issue, man. God.
And with the Adam Strange muscles.
Yeah.
I wish my husband were here. He'd have freed us by now. Adam has turned Ran into a prison to rival Takron Galtos.
Some ally for the last time. Who is this lunatic?
A soul ravaged by grief. Adam was once an Earth archaeologist who, by accident, encountered the Zeta Beam, a teleportation ray which transported him 25 trillion miles to the futuristic planet Ran. Though the effects of the ray were only temporary, Adam often rode subsequent Zeta Beams to Ran, becoming its champion, demonstrating courage and cleverness unmatched, and in the time marrying Ran's princess, the beautiful Alana. Eventually, Alana's father, Sardath, found a way to make Adam a permanent resident of Ran, only to have him stand by helplessly as Alana died, giving birth to their daughter, Aaliyah. So strong was Adam's love for his bride, it was the stuff of galactic legend. His loss was akin to the dying of a son, so cold did it leave his heart. Clearly, over the years, that loss has poisoned his mind as well. He honestly believes Alana lives and is preparing for her return.
Wait, go back. The Zeta Beam is temporary. We'll be zapped back home soon.
Meaning we have to fight that much harder. We can't leave the innocent Ranians at Adam's mercy. What about the Sardath? Can he help?
I've been eavesdropping everywhere with my super senses. Apparently Sardath went missing not long after Alana's death.
I'm sorry, I get real distracted by Orion's face down there.
Foaming at the mouth.
So we're stuck in the meantime. I don't know what's going to drive me nuts first. Receiving racial memories?
Yeah, that's what that says.
Or that blasted pinging. Orion, will you knock it off?
Do not lecture me, Earthling, unless you would be the first to feel my wrath.
Orion, stop!
Unhand me, Marta! You know you simmer with the same rage.
As do we all, Orion, but we cannot act on that anger. Not without telepathic guards searing our flesh.
Bah! You expect the son of Darkseid himself to bow before a tyrant's evil? Yes, you heard me! I defy you!
Punishment you seek. Advance further, please. Hear me, Orion. Strange is not evil. In fact, I can sympathize with his pain. I, too, lost a wife and child across a gulf of space. His madness is not unfamiliar to me. Yours is.
You do not understand me. Your loss. Out of my way. You heard, John, Orion. We plan and act as a team. Those are the rules. I honor only my rules, Kryptonian. I say we strike.
He is covered in he owned rule. Ooh, Diana.
Man is foaming.
Fine, let's start with you. I am Queen of the Amazons. We are no strangers to slavery. But when held captive, we did not seethe. Instead, we studied our captors and developed strategies to defeat them. You are no fool, Orion. When your head is cool, you are like me, a tactician. You find your enemy's vulnerabilities and strike then. Even the dog of war knows when best to bite.
We might get a fight one loss right here. We'll see.
I was going to say, does this count as Diana winning a fight?
Well, it depends if he strikes back, you know? Like, it depends, is he fully down here, you know? Or is the fight still ongoing?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give her a fight one for that.
Hell
he's
yeah!
So we're gonna give her a fight one for that right there. That's
She's got 1 point.
Yeah.
Get it, girl.
Spoken like a warrior born. Very well. I will stay my hand. For now.
Thank you, Orion. Amazing, you have tamed him, though I fear it will not last for long. It may not have to, Wonder Woman. I'm lending you my speed. It's our only chance. The guards monitor our thoughts, but the four of us move faster than thought. We have exactly 1 second to come up with a plan before the Antarians retaliate. So, who's got something?
Hello, go to the next page, please. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a rough Superman.
Let's make it simple. Adam is alone and unguarded in his tower. We rush him.
And use the magic lasso to force him to tell us how to release our shackles. Sounds like a winner. High gear, everybody. Cuties. Cuties, all of them.
Boom!
Whew.
Game's over, Adam. We've had enough.
We demand answers, and we will have them. Your Antarian forces can't get here in time to stop us from shaking you like a baby's rattle.
Oh, but they can.
Kazak!
Ooh, I think that's an Adam Strange win again right there. You know?
I think so. And I think that's a loss for Diana, Wally, and Clark.
Yeah, so that's going to go to -9 for Superman. You're going to go back to -4 for Wonder Woman.
Bummer.
She had a good run. And
Flash down to -9 too.
Yeah. So, yeah, not great.
Not great.
With a little help. Oh wait, that's a win for Jean though. Jean's involved.
Hell yeah, my boy.
With a little help. Well done, Jean. Thank you for bringing them. Good to know there's someone sensible on the team.
Apparently, I alone believe in your cause, Adam. Consider me fully in your service.
Then take them back to holding. Make an example of them tomorrow. We go to double shifts.
Attention. Incoming transmission. Adam, we're nearing Rand space. Is everything coming along?
Smoothly. By the time you arrive, everything will be precisely in place. And my darling Alana, Rand will be our paradise once more.
Oh my gosh. So handsomely winning is Adam Strange in this...
I mean, for our scoring, so if this was a week, I would end the week with -2 points. And Katie
I would end the week with -12.
With -12 points. So, not a great week for us here, but
no.
But that would be how that went. We didn't get many of a chance to use the civilian or the supervillain thwarted or the game role of power or mob fights, but this is the general gist of how it is. We go through, people get points based on these things, and that's how it shakes out. So yeah, if that interests you, or if the Absolute Universe interests you, check back with us about once a month. It'll probably be a little bit over a month before the first episode because the Superman book comes out. Yeah, a little bit later. But we'll keep you guys up to date on the Absolute Universe and keep you up to date with our fantasy league.
Yeah, so. We also won't be reading all of the comics out loud. No. That was just because our thought on what the all-in special was going to be was quite wrong.
Yeah.
So we'll be reporting what happens rather than reading it live.
But one last time, we're going to run through, I think, the teams for everybody. Yes. So you want to tell everybody about your team's starting lineup and bench here?
Yes. So my starting lineup this week is Wonder Woman, Hippolyta, and Black Mask. And on my bench, Jim Gordon and Brainiac are warming it.
My starting lineup this week is going to be Batman, Alfred, and Peacemaker, with my bench consisting of Aquaman and Hades. And then we have a bot team. You want to run through that?
The bot is going to be getting, as you know, points based or heroes based on who shows up. So they are going to get Superman every single month, but then they'll get the first applicable hero and the first applicable villain who comes up, and then the next two that come up are going to go onto their bench. And those two will move up into their roster the following week with the same system happening, where the bench from the previous week will become their roster for the next week.
Yep. And we can use our discretion in terms of, we're not going to just give them the first supporting character that shows up as a hero.
Yeah.
We'll try to give them decent picks.
Yeah,
But that's how that's going to work. So please check back once a month for more of this. But of course, we always have our main episodes on Wednesday, and we have bonus episodes every single Saturday.
I think we'll also make the scoreboard viewable with a link so that if you want to do your own fantasy draft, you can use our scoring. Feel free to give us updates because it's more fun with friends.
Yeah, and we're definitely play testing through the scoring. We are certainly open to, after certain months, we might tweak the numbers on some of these things if the numbers don't work out as well as we're hoping they are, which based on right now, they might be skewing a little bit too far in the negative direction, so we might adjust some things.
So.
But as always, we hope to see you next week. Comic Geeks.